We got another great Company Heroes game lined up for us today. We got Delcore playing as the Soviets versus YourDad playing as the Wehrmacht here.
Delcore's doing pretty standard here, getting that support structure up.
So is your dad. Standard as vanilla game basically. Grenadier out, conscript out for him. Couldn't be more vanilla.
Hey Fluffy, you want to play a game of Men of War with me and from First Light?
You guys tell me I'm going to bed now.
First Light is really good.
See you guys.
See you, Noble Park.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, so your dad here is actually queuing up another Grenadier squad.
Yeah, it looks like they both got the idea to go to different sides of the map to get the fuel, from what it looks like.
Well, this map actually doesn't seem to have a lot of fuel beyond those two
Hey,
little points.
let's go up for Flight.
User left your channel.
So let's see what they actually end up doing with this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting where they actually end up battling, because they both can go different ways from one another to get fuel and munitions and all that stuff. So they could end up battling by each other's bases or in the middle. We can't really tell yet.
Well, this map here, I think, actually favors fighting in the middle, just because it seems to be a common convergence point. So Delcore's got himself a machine gun. Interesting choice.
Well, yeah, we also have roads here, which is negative cover, so that'll be interesting when the infantry starts fighting in the middle.
But so far, neither side have seen each other. They don't know the unit compositions either. Your dad seems to be getting a machine gun as well, so they're both mirroring each other pretty nicely. Two conscript squads, a machine gun, an engineer squad for basically both.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact play.
So in the meantime, let's take a look at the commanders they went. So your dad went for Jaeger, Infantry, Doctrine, and Delcore went for Shock, Motor, Heavy Tactics, which he usually tends to. So it's nothing unusual. Both players seem to be playing a style they usually like to play.
Yeah, and if you look, Delcore's got a pretty rounded out set of bulletins too, with one for machine guns, one for Molotovs, which is always good, and then one for a tank. So nothing's like too favored one way or another. He's got a pretty rounded out army.
And while your dad seems to be focused very heavily on the Panzer IV upgrades. Oh, am I hearing the first engagement?
Well, Delcore's captured a point right by your dad's base.
Yeah, but that point isn't really worth all too much. It doesn't provide you a lot with regards to resources. It's standard territory, and it's cut off, so it doesn't actually benefit Delcore unless he can hold this other point here. Delcore goes for a second machine gun. Your dad also goes for a second machine gun, still mirroring each other perfectly. It's going to be interesting to see what they do once the tech starts to, once they start eclipsing each other in tech.
Oh, we got the first engagement up here.
First engagement. These engineers are not going to be able to do too much to this machine gun. These conscripts don't have Molotovs yet, so they can't actually effectively flank this.
Okay, I was going to say he moved his conscripts back. He could have had his engineers taking that fire purposely to lock that machine gun down, but once he saw the two Grenadier squads, I think he backed off.
See, the thing is, conscripts, even at point-blank range, don't have amazing DPS. Typically, if they want to destroy machine guns or anything like that, they'll use Molotovs. Now he's got Molotovs, but it's a little bit too late, I'd say. So the first engagement, your dad seems to have, I think, won that, to be honest.
Yeah, and it looks like Delcore will lose this one if he fights it out, because the machine gun is actually hitting Delcore, but Delcore's machine gun's not hitting your dad.
Yep.
Oh, he's flanking with a machine gun. Delcore
yep, machine gun versus machine gun. I don't think it's actually in a good position though. It seems to be taking fire on purpose in order to draw fire away from his machine gun.
Yeah, it seems as though he's. Oh, but a nade landed.
That was a nade.
It only took out one member.
It didn't do too much because these are six-man squads after all. Soviet weapons teams are very durable because they have so many men. Alright, he's doing a charge here to try and flank. Probably just toss a Molotov into that machine gun. Alright, Delcore gets a mortar, which is going to be interesting as well.
And it looks like he's forced to retreat on the machine gun, so it's in Delcore's favor. However, he had to retreat one of the conscript squads, they were about dead, so it's actually pretty even.
He can afford to lose it though, because this engagement is so close to the enemy base though. it's actually going to be very easy for YourDad to just reinforce and come right back. Delcore, on the other hand, if he has to retreat a squad, which he's probably going to have to do here, it's going to take him a lot longer to get back.
And it looks like Delcore is doing pretty good. He's got one of the squads locked down, but his machine gun took another rifle grenade hit, so there are two guys and
it's not going to survive another one. It is not going to survive another one.
No, and in fact, if I were YourDad, I'd think I'd take that 4-man squad and go ahead and rush it up. All you need to do is shoot it a few times.
I don't really think he feels confident to do that, though. At this point, he prefers to play it passively. He did almost lose that one machine gun, so he wants to avoid taking any unnecessary losses.
Right.
Delcore went for a merge of a conscript squad into that machine gun, clearly favoring that machine gun over the durability of that conscript squad. However, that machine gun
the health
is
is
very
low,
injured.
so their units are likely to get hit. Yeah, taking the building with it.
That grenade brings it all the way back to 2 people before it even has a chance to fire.
Yeah, I typically don't eat conscript squads. I rather reinforce. Not that they're great even when they're veteraned up, but it's just rough if you end up eating it and you die anyway.
Yeah, right now they're both at the same pop cap. YourDad has a slight advantage with regards to resources, but beyond that, they are both doing about equal, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a pretty equal match.
However, that mortar is probably going to make quite the difference here. Mortars tend to be very effective at these sorts of matches where both players are a little bit more passive. So Delcore finally decides to get a field hospital, which he doesn't usually do until much later in the game. I mean, the game he played against you, he actually waited about 20 minutes to get his field hospital.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I suspect he's going to make the shock troops. That's pretty logical.
He always does. Panzer Grenadiers coming out for YourDad here.
Oh, that can even up odds against the shock troops, quite honestly, if you use them decently.
I still think shock troops are a little bit more effective in a one-on-one engagement like that. YourDad, for some reason, building a bunker right by his base. Probably going to just turn that into a medic bunker, honestly.
Yeah, that's what you do if you built it right on your base.
Yeah. I was thinking for a second there that perhaps he wanted to maybe turn it into a machine gun to, help defend his base, but that would be a little bit silly.
Oh, at this point in the game, a little too early for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even still, it looks as if Delcore is kind of forced to spread out his units a little bit more than he normally would.
Yeah, YourDad's gonna spot that mortar, and while he probably will treat that. Oh, his grenadiers are getting sandwiched.
Yep, little pincer movement there. His grenadiers are forced to retreat. Not really too much of a problem. He only loses 2 guys in that squad. Easily replaceable, to be honest. I mean, what are they, like 30 or so manpower to reinforce? I don't really remember.
Yeah, not too much.
I mean, I'll check here in a moment.
So they're both just kind of filling each other out with like a squad or so at a time.
Oh,
interesting
little demo
here.
charge there.
Yeah, YourDad's gonna move out of those Panzer Grenadiers up as well as some regular Grenadiers. He's making a little bit of an infantry push.
Looks like he's throwing a Molotov there. He doesn't move his units in time, but he doesn't do too much damage. He injures the squad, but he doesn't actually inflict any casualties. Meanwhile, these shock troops are coming in, and they're going to do a hell of a lot of DPS here.
Who Delcore could lose the squad?
They are so dead.
No!
He chooses to retreat his grenadiers without giving them the order to fire on those guys. It's a little bit unfortunate.
Those shock troops. Oh, those shock troops got injured, but they came in.
Yeah. Yeah. Those Panzer Grenadiers are really low. They have one guy. They might actually still be picked off by a little rifle fire here. No, it looks like they're going to survive.
Both of them almost losing a squad pretty early on.
So at this juncture, what do you think Delcore needs to do in order to secure this area here and, do a little bit more effective?
It's really hard to say, because with Panzer Grenadiers, if Delcore got some kind of early armor out, they could tear that apart pretty quick, and Soviet armor isn't really your strength anyway. I say he could just continue playing how he is, just keep bolstering his army and keep it well-rounded. It's hard to say what to do at this point.
I suppose so. So he goes for the Jaeger infantry package, which is unique. Well, not unique, I should say, but it's one of the upgrades that you can get from this commander. I actually really like the Jaeger light infantry upgrade. It's very effective. Makes the squad a hell of a lot better. Probably more DPS than the MG42, but I don't know the exact stat.
Yeah, it could get pretty powerful with the camouflage upgrade and the gear upgrade combined. You can make some pretty deadly squads if you're willing to invest in munitions.
Now, if I were your dad here, I would move up that machine gun, put it in the building right next to that fuel point that he's capturing right here, and, you know, that's probably gonna keep Delcore from taking it for a long, long time.
Yeah, same here. He's gonna need to move those machine guns up if he's gonna be expected to deal with those shock troops.
Because honestly, Grenadiers are not a good counter to shock troops. Shock troops just have insane DPS, a lot of health, and 6 men in a squad. They are pretty.
Oh, he's gonna lose a
he
Grenadier squad.
Lost a unit.
He definitely.
He lets a Panzer Grenadier squad get through. He could have detonated that charge and, you know, done some damage there, but he chooses not to. Or he didn't. He doesn't notice.
Hey, he's really filling out with those shock troops right here. Looks like he wants to throw a frag before he
a grenade there. Oh, God, that did a lot of damage. 3 kills.
Almost wiped the squad. Pretty easily to do, actually, with shock troops. Wipe squads like that. A grenade generally bring everything down to almost no health.
Yeah. I think Delcore has now secured himself a pretty solid lead. He's got a little bit more population. He's making a little bit more resources.
He's taking left.
Yeah, but your dad is getting a little vehicle. He's getting an Ostwind.
Well, Ostwind could turn this around a lot. But then again, the advantage of having conscripts with Soviets is those sticky grenades. They definitely can't. They definitely usually don't kill tanks unless you can spam them, but it really scares your opponent when their tank's engine's destroyed.
Well, in combination with that AT gun that Delcore's getting, he might be able to do that. He's been known to do that, using the grenades to damage the engine, then using the AT gun to finish off the crippled vehicle.
Which your dad might know. So even if Delcore doesn't have an AT gun, likely he could force a retreat simply by throwing his sticky.
Oh, he's using smoke here on the right side to get this machine gun to just basically let these units through. But that other machine gun just doesn't give a shit. He was really close to losing that machine gun. They're very close.
Looks like your dad's gonna get away with that machine gun. Oh, maybe?
And here comes the Ostwind. Let's see what it does. Where's that AT gun at the moment? That AT